the people and their stories. This is Full Ahead, the podcast about ships and shipping, with Alistair Eagles and Nigel Thompson.
So after the fun and games of the Mersey Maritime event, learning all about innovation, which I honestly say I did learn a lot. It was a fascinating morning. Really good time to go then. Sorry you couldn't make it.
Yeah, sorry as well, but amazing stuff happening in the maritime industry, and nice to be looking ahead now to actually visiting a relatively new ship, a ship that's just 2 years old, but serving a company that's one of the oldest shipping lines out there, the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company, serving the Isle of Man for I think 190 years now.
It's amazing when you think about continuous service from paddle steamers to steamships to as we got now the fastcraft, the state-of-the-art Manannan.
Yeah, and we're going to be going on board the Manxman's Day, which is the Isle of Man's newest ship, built in South Korea, 2 years old, and the biggest, fanciest, I'm told, nicest kind of ship in the fleet, with some very nice facilities on board for the passengers. And at this time of year, there are some very special passengers on board, aren't there?
Well, as we're talking there, dear listener, we're talking and recording this actually in a very quiet terminal here at Heysham Port. And I'll let you into a secret. We've got a very nice drink on the go here, but there is an air expectation because any minute hundreds of bikers from literally all over Europe and beyond will be coming through and passing through here on their way to the Isle of Man. For some it's a mecca, for others it's their first time, but every year about this time of year we go from kind of fairly quiet terminal ticking over apparently to obviously the busiest time of year, and today's one of those busy days.
Yeah, and how the Isle of Man Steam Packet, for any kind of ferry business or any kind of business I guess, you want a nice steady demand curve. You don't want big peaks and troughs, but what we have here with the Isle of Man TT is probably the biggest spike in demand you'll almost see for any ferry company. For 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, 3 weeks a year, this place goes crazy. It goes crazy with motorbikes from all over Europe, all heading to the Isle of Man TT, the famous races. And yeah, it's just going to be really interesting to speak to maybe some of the crew on board, to speak to some passengers, and just see how the Isle of Man Steam Packet deal with this big spike in demand and how all these bikers get safely across to the Isle of Man.
Well, the Manxman is in. I haven't been aboard it. Have you been aboard?
I haven't been aboard. I'm excited to go on board. It's always great to get up on a ship, and I suggest we head to the bridge. The bridge is always a good place to start.
Well, Alistair, as promised, we're now afloat for the first time in the Full Ahead podcast. We've made it out of the shed, the Full Ahead shed, and we're actually on the ship.
We are. We're on the bridge of the Manxman, and what a fantastic bridge it is too. Yes, absolutely delighted to be floating.
And we've got a couple of guests as well who know far more about the Manxman than we do. Given it's our first time on ship, that isn't saying very much, is it? But on a wet day in Heysham Port, joined by two people who tell us a bit more about the ship, and about this busy time of year. We've seen the bikers coming on as we speak.
Yeah, so my name's James Taylor. I'm the bosun on board the Manxman this week. My job is to load the ferry, make sure everything's done safely, mooring operations, all cargo. Like you say, busy time of year for us.
My name's Steve Allen. I'm a long-term steward. At the moment I'm working in the galley. I've also worked in the bar and every other operation as a steward over the last 25 years, yeah.
Most important man on this ship, the steward. Always make friends with the steward.
Food is important, loading and discharging a ship is important, yeah. Lots of important jobs here.
So James, I'll kick off with you first of all, because you've known this ship since it was built.
That's correct, yeah. I first joined Manxman, I think it was back in just before May, before she come to start a delivery trip back to the Isle of Man. Done 2 weeks out there in the yard before she set off, yeah. South Korea, from Ulsan, in the Hyundai dockyard there.
What was it like bringing a brand new ship out of the dockyard and to sea for the first time?
Rather uneventful, actually, to be honest. Everything ran pretty smoothly for us. We were lucky with weather, not much in the way of technical issues, so it was smooth sailing the whole way back.
It is a fantastic bridge up here. I mean, I just kind of struck by how high-tech it all looks. Lots of big screens around our feet, no kind of central console blocking the view, everything kind of on the floor. It's an amazing looking bridge, and the ship, it's now just over a year old.
Yeah, she's been here 2 years now.
2 years, sorry, so 2 years old, yeah.
This is her fourth major motorcycle event, so she's done 2 Manx Grand Prix. This will be a second TT. So we're getting into the swing of things now. What
was your experience before with the steam packet, other ships you've served on? Which ones did you start on, for example?
First ship I sailed on was the Snaefell, one of the fast crafts, one of the older fast crafts, and then Manannan, Ben My Chree, and now Manxman.
You got a favourite?
It's got to be the Ben My Chree. Manxman, she is a fantastic ship, but the Ben My Chree, spent a lot of time on there, so yeah, she's a favourite for me.
I've been on the bridge of the Ben My Chree, and there is a proper wheel, isn't it? And it feels like a old school ship. This feels like a video game, actually.
Manxman's fantastic. Technology side of things, unbelievable. Yeah, but the Ben My Chree, she's very old-fashioned, so to say.
And just give us an idea. It's a busy time of year, obviously, but if this ship's completely full of passengers, how many passengers can we take on the Manxman?
I think she carries 949 passengers. So I think it's a 49% increase on what the Ben My Chree carry, which is it's huge. Similar to the decks, there's a 10% increase on deck on lane meterage. I think Manxman, she looks at about 1,500 lane meters compared to the Ben, which is 1,235 lane meters. So yeah, there is a big increase on capacity, both passenger and freight side.
And this time of the year, I guess a big increase in motorbikes. Motorbikes are the thing. It's the TT. We've just seen lines of bikes ready to get on the ship. Do they present any kind of particular challenge?
The TT's been going on now for 114 years. So we are quite well prepped for the TT. But the bikes, the main thing with the bikes is doing everything safely. Obviously, carrying lots of motorcycles, lots of people on the car decks. It's just making sure everything's done effectively but safely. So yeah, we're well drilled how we lash our bikes, how we load our bikes. Even the security aspects, people trying to get down the car decks because they forgot things. Everything's just a lot smoother. We try to make it as smooth as possible during TT.
And everyone's going out for the same purpose, to enjoy themselves at the TT. So I guess as a bunch of passengers, they've all got the same kind of motive. I presume they're nice people to deal with.
Oh, they are, and you get a lot of nationalities as well. You get the German, the French, they're all travelling over. So you see a mix of nationalities on the deck. Obviously, trying to explain what we want them to do can be a bit more difficult, but we get to do it. I think we do it quite effectively. Obviously, with Manxman, we carry varied cargoes as well, so we might switch from a freight to a motorcycle. It's the only sea link to the Isle of Man. We are the lifeline, so all the race teams, all the big Arctics, all that travels on board Isle of Man steam packet ships. So it's just moving through the modes and the stages of the TT to make sure it's all done effectively, from the racers heading over, the spectators, and the different stages of the event.
And no doubt a huge increase in freight as well, because all those extra people on the island, they need to eat, they need to drink, presumably, so an increase in freight as well.
Yeah, so obviously the steam packet uses all the resources it has at the moment during TT. You've got every vessel working around the clock. You've got Manannan, she's running 3 sailings a day. Manxman carrying a mix of freight and passengers, and also the Ben My Chree, which is like a hugely resilient vessel at the minute, doing night freight runs, carrying all the food, everything else that we would usually carry but can't carry because we're so full with bikes.
This is Full Ahead, the podcast about ships and shipping.
Alistair, we keep talking about food and my stomach's rumbling. We're recording this at lunchtime, and Steve, the man who's probably normally very, very busy at this time of day, so thanks for your time for talking to us. And
no problem.
Tell us how you cope then with this sudden massive influx in hungry bikers and hungry travellers.
A little bit like my colleague James says, it's all about the preparation, really. I mean, we've got to get the right amount of crew. Obviously, you've got to get your stores right. You don't want to be running out of anything. So, and we do a special TT menu. There's been a lot of us who've done many TTs, a core crew of about 10 or 12 of us. So we pretty much know what to do, and we know our favourites, and that, the things that sell and the things that we can keep producing as it gets eaten, so to speak.
I'm guessing biker breakfasts are pretty popular.
Oh, the biker breakfast,
couple of sausages, egg.
Yeah, we put it all out in a buffet style. They've got different ones to choose from, but if they say I want 4 sausages and 2 eggs, they can have 4 sausages and 2 eggs. Wow. We stick to our favourites, and it's going well so far, and it usually does. Like I say, as long as you've got your preparation right and you don't run out, they tend to be quite happy bikers.
How many TTs have you done yourself then?
I think this is my 25th now.
Wow.
So yeah, and I enjoy them, to be honest. Everyone's that little bit happier, and you move that little bit faster. It's upbeat. So yeah, it's very good.
What was your first one like? Can you remember?
I can remember it was on the Sea Cat Isle of Man, and I think I was a bit shocked by everyone coming and everything, but yeah, you just get on with it, don't you, and step up and enjoy it.
Because you go from what I imagine fell walkers, choirs, school parties to bikers. Your passengers change overnight, don't they? Kind of person who's coming.
And don't forget, we get a lot of the coach parties as well, who tend to, shall we say, move at a slightly more sedate pace. And yeah, these bikers, but they understand what TT is all about. They don't mind a little bit of a wait. They understand that it's going to be busy, hectic, and they sort of work with you, and it works quite well. And the atmosphere on the boat, because you've got to remember that's part of their TT experience. So the atmosphere on the boat is often good, and I think the crew step up and the bikers understand what we're going through, and it works well.
What brought you to the steam packet then?
I seen an advert. I'm from Liverpool originally. I seen an advert in the paper, as it was those days, and fancied coming to the Isle of Man and fancied working on ships, and moved over and never looked back since, I suppose. Yeah, that's exactly how it worked.
You got a favourite ship or a favourite moment in time, perhaps at the other time of year?
I think my favourite ship, like my colleague James, is the Ben My Chree. I think just because we spent so much time on there, we sort of made our bones, if you like, on that ship. But yeah, I've had a great time on all of them, to be honest.
Do you see the same people coming through, the same passengers? Do you get sort of familiar faces who kind of, you look out for them each year, perhaps,
Yes.
or they come over more than once a year?
You get, obviously, we know our regular passengers, but also over TT, you do recognise faces, but they recognise you more. There's people that'll say, I remember you, you've been coming many years, and I'll be like... So yeah, you do get many passengers, repeat passengers, and you do look out for them a little bit as well.
And what about the ship as well? Is it a big change from the Ben My Chree?
It is, yeah. I mean, there's so many more venues, there's so much more space, more cleaning, more to do, but I think after we're coming into our nearly 2 years now, and we're getting used to it, and we're getting there, yeah, and we're enjoying it as well.
I'm looking at the digital sort of readout in front of us as well. I mean, fully digital, it's like a PlayStation, isn't it? You've got the names of the ships alongside us, you've got the wind direction changing by the second. I mean, does this take some getting used to?
Yeah, so most modern ships now will have this sort of setup. You can see you've got the radar there with the Ectus overlay. If you move into the centre, you can see everything it's a digital console, all touchscreen controls. But you do have the wheel there that you mentioned. That is there, but yeah, she's revolutionary in a design, Manxman, and she is very high tech.
What's always very impressive, I think, coming onto a ship and onto the bridge is just how much bigger the ship feels when you're standing on the bridge. Sometimes you look at ships from the shore and maybe think, well, that's not such a big ship. When you're standing on the bridge of the Manxman in Heysham Harbour, a relatively tight harbour area for the people that know it, it just really strikes you the size of this vessel and the skill needed to manoeuvre it into a port such as this. So, a really impressive start to our trip.
Full Ahead, the podcast about ships and shipping.
So we've left the bridge, we walk into the package, the bowels of the ship. It's more like a hotel than a ship.
Yes, we're up on deck 9 at the moment. This deck is pretty much all crew accommodation. I think there's around 52 cabins on board. So obviously we've got crew asleep here, and there's a mess room where all the crew eat. We've got the crew gym, the crew rec room next door, as well as a crew cinema lounge. We can have a walk through if you want.
Crew cinema, is that something unusual, isn't it? But you've not so many ships with a cinema.
With a cinema. We've pulled out all the stops on Manxman. So yeah, it's a crew mess area, the officers' mess. It's quite large. If you've been on the Ben My Chree, you'll notice the size difference and everything with the Manxman. And then you've got crew outside area, the crew rec room. So obviously, like I say, just the size of everything on board Manxman is huge.
It's so high as well. I mean, is this level 8?
Deck 9.
Deck 9. Wow.
This is actually all passenger area. Looking out the windows now, as you can see. This passenger top deck, so mainly the smoking area for the passengers. But everything's wide, big space for crew and passengers.
It feels like a cruise ship than a ferry, doesn't it? We've got more facilities than...
Yeah, she is. She's well kitted out. And then here's the cinema that we spoke of.
Oh, wow.
It's mainly where people end up playing video games. It's great if there's a good football match on or something like that.
See, each cell has its own type of artwork, so you've got like the sea with the dolphins and stuff here, but as we go through deck 8, which is more of the premium area, so you've got premium lounge, executive lounge and passenger cabins. You'll see quite a bit of the artwork on the bulkheads as we go around.
Oh, there first.
What's better, premium is better than the executive?
So where's this then?
This is the premium. You can upgrade into this lounge. It's £27.50, and it's obviously you got your own members of crew here, and you can just chill out in this, have a little look around. It's very spacious. Even there was 80 people in there the other day, and it wasn't crowded, so to speak.
Alistair, have you heard this? They have dog kennels on board, and very, very popular.
Dogs not on the motorbike, so probably. I don't expect many dogs travelling with their motorbike
Over TT, it might be so
Wallace and Gromit style,
yeah. I'm blown away by the kind of facilities on board, the standard of the way it's been kitted out. It's a fantastic ship for a passenger, anyway.
For the passenger experience, it's so much more advanced than any of the other ships we've ever had. and more the space as well. You know, it's obviously on the old Ben My Chree, it's a little bit like getting them in on sardines, which they didn't used to mind, and we as crew didn't mind, but there's so much more space on this vessel, makes a big difference.
So this is the premium lounge that anyone can upgrade to, but there's an even more exclusive lounge where you pay a membership, I understand.
Take you through now, yeah.
Right, I'm expecting gold plating now, and let's have a look. So,
I like someone's going to this, Alistair. This is never going to happen again, is it?
The grand unveil, here we go.
Yeah. So this is the Blue Ribbon Lounge, and like you say, it's a membership lounge. Pay a membership for the year. It's a lot of regular travellers obviously use this lounge, and I think it makes financial sense for them. People who travel perhaps, you know, 15 to 20 times a year or more, they use this lounge. You've got tea and coffee, free tea, coffee, soft drinks, alcohol at discretion, snacks, obviously free Wi-Fi, and the comfort in here is probably premium compared with anything else on the ship.
Some chairs here that look like you can magically press a button and it turns into a bed, just aircraft style, kind of first class. But
these often get taken straight away. There is another lounge, Gingerbread Lounge, that will show you, that has specialises in these type chairs as well. So there is something for everyone really. This is the galley. So obviously,
this is home, is it?
Yeah. This is it. This is our colleagues. Yeah. This is our chief cook, John. This is our second cook, most important man on a day like this. This is Alan, extra man working. For the next 3 hours, we'll be very busy. It starts right now as they start coming on. It's probably just put the food out now, and it'll just keep going now, right the way through. 2 shifts really, day shift and night shift. On the night shift, we do a lot of the preparation work for the day shift, as well as, you know, any passengers that are on. TT, on a night shift, we've got 800 passengers, so it can be like a day shift, but in general, on nights, you do a lot of preparation work for the day shift.
Puddings as well?
Yeah, got puddings, bread and butter pudding. This is John's famous bread and butter pudding.
Favourites.
Obviously, the facility is a lot better. Big operating area here, which helps everybody. So yeah.
How many work?
Normally 3. Over TT we have 4. We have an extra man to cope with the demand. And
it's not many really, is it, for that number
no,
of hungry
it's
mouths and bikers?
That's right. Yeah. It can be hard work, but we've got a good little system going.
Seems like a good kind of atmosphere, good kind of crack, lots of camaraderie and
Definitely.
joking around. And,
well, there's certainly that. Yes, particularly with this fella John over here. He's causing a lot of trouble, a lot of chaos. We've all worked with each other I've worked with John for 25 years, the other John for nearly 20 years, so yeah, the crack's fantastic.
You should know what you're doing by now then, yeah?
Yeah, we work hard and play hard, that's exactly it. Yeah. And Alan as well, he's a good addition. So yeah, we enjoy ourselves, so yeah, it's good atmosphere in the galley for sure.
So we're now down on the main deck of the vessel, the main freight cargo deck. We're surrounded by lots and lots of freight trailers, but in the background motorbikes are coming on thick and fast. But yeah, multi-purpose space. It's not just about moving passengers, it's also about moving those essential freight items. So maybe 20 or 30 freight trailers here, and lots of motorbikes that seem to be loaded into kind of special areas with special almost barriers to protect them. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So we obviously follow the cargo security manual of the vessel, which on Manxman is the rack setup with the 2 ratchet straps into the deck, and then we take a line of 3 bikes going thwartships. What we're trying to do here is obviously use the space to our advantage. So if we know we can get 50 bikes in this area, we'll put 50 bikes in there. Then we know we've got the rest of the deck then to use either, like you say, for the freight trailers, or of course, you know, guys coming with motorhomes, caravans, which we carry a lot of as well. But obviously, it's very important that these bikes are secure. As you know, the last few days have been quite windy. Yeah. So it's paramount that we keep everyone's property.
How do you secure the bikes down? We're seeing bikes of some different sizes ahead of us, some really big touring bikes, but some guys on some smaller bikes here, and just wondering how you actually secure them to the deck.
It may seem quite old-fashioned, but we actually use, with the barriers, a rope that passes over the 3 bikes. So basically what that gives, it stops it from moving side to side. the line, ties to the barrier. Across the two strong points on the bike there, generally the foot pegs, onto the next one, and then it'll be tied back to the barrier. Just stops that sideways motion, and with the bike being in gear, that stops the fore and aft motion as well.
And this is the pride and joy of these motorbike riders. Some of this kit is clearly very expensive, but you look after it very well.
Of course, and that's like what I said earlier. It's just keeping everything safe, making sure things are secure, because some of these bikes now, they are the price of a small car, so yeah, people's pride and joy.
And look where they're from as well. You've got German plate there, an old black and silver plate, TNS 950R, somebody's pride and joy there, just down there.
Yeah, you get the classic, like I say, lots of nationalities. You got German, we had French there earlier, so it's good to see, and it's good to see all these people coming to the island for the buzz.
Are people surprised to see just a rope being used and some foam padding? I guess you've tried lots of different methods, but this is the one that works.
This is the one that works. We're obviously, the volume of bikes that we're carrying, this is tried and tested. It's worked for many years. This is a small load that you're seeing today. There's only 70 here, but when you're up in the 300s, 350 bikes, it's all about being quick, efficient, and making sure things are secure. And it's worked for many years.
And these guys are going to travel far and wide, and of course got to go back home in 2 weeks' time, probably less than 2 weeks, maybe in some cases. But they get into a routine. They must know where to go, where to head for. But it's part of the break, it's part of the holiday, isn't it?
It's part of the whole experience is coming on, especially when they get to Douglas. The stern door goes down. They take the lashings off and they head off down that stern door onto the Isle of Man. It's a fantastic experience for them.
Have you tempted yourself to buy a bike, or?
I did, but no. When I was a bit younger, I had a bike, but no, I know it sounds a bit cliche, but I'm more of a boatman. I like me fishing.
Dave, I'm from Aberdeen.
Well, you've come a fair way.
Yeah.
Is this your usual kind of every year you go to the TT?
Yeah, this is my 40th TT.
40th?
Yeah, and I'm only 28.
Well, what's the appeal, and why do you come?
It's the camaraderie. It used to be the racing was the main thing. Now it's just the whole atmosphere. It's just brilliant. Yeah, Manx people are fantastic for us. It's wonderful.
And what about the ferry? Is this a part of your holiday as well? You made it from Scotland down to Heysham. Is this where the holiday begins?
Holiday actually begins for us just when we leave home. It's and this is always a worrying bit for me, because I just want to make sure my bike's not damaged getting tied down, and then I can relax for a week.
What's your ride? What's your bike?
It's a Honda CB 1000. It's a bit of an old boss, 30 odd years old. It's
too many miles?
It's just about to go over 100,000 sometime this week. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can you tell us your name and where you've come from?
I am coming from France, in Normandy.
In Normandy,
Yeah.
Brilliant. And have you been to the TT before?
No, that's the first time.
First time?
Yeah,
Right.
first time, yes.
We've just spoken to a gentleman who's come for his 40th time this time, so I hope you have an amazing time over there.
Yes, we will enjoy the camping and the rain. I hope the race will run, because I know that with rain it's quite difficult. But I will cross finger, and in any case I will enjoy.
What made you want to come to the TT? What's the appeal?
Because my friend is coming with me, and that's a long time I am hearing about the TT. I have always dreamed to see not only the race, in fact all that is turning around the TT. So being at the camping with my friends and being in this kind of celebration of the motorbike is great event for me.
Great. Have a fantastic time.
Yes, thank you for.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned safety. Of course, many people think of safety of ships and looking at lifeboats, but I understand this ship is different, isn't it, when it comes to how many lifeboats there are? Because does it say there aren't any?
There are no lifeboats, I understand. Yes. So, but that's not a bad thing, because there's an alternative, and that alternative is.
Yes. So Manxman's fitted with marine evacuation systems and 3 rescue boats. So I think she's the first ship of a class not to actually carry lifeboats, passenger ship. However, she is fitted with the Marinark's marine evacuation systems. So they're basically there's 4 big chutes that'll come off the side of the vessel with large life rafts underneath them, where passengers then descend into the life rafts, and then the rescue boats will tow them away from the sides.
So what's the thinking behind that? Is it that it's too big for lifeboats? You'd need too many, or is it a more efficient way of getting off a ship quickly?
Yes, I think they're looking at the more of an efficient way, probably a safer way to evacuate passengers. I think that's the road they've gone down. Yeah,
I think lifeboats are notoriously dangerous things to use and test, and there's been a number of accidents with lifeboats just being tested and just maintaining, whereas these newer systems, I think a bit like the systems used on airlines, kind of inflatable slides and chutes and boats at the bottom, I think it's maybe just a quicker, more efficient way of doing it these days. But yeah, when you look at the ship from the side, it's weird to see no lifeboats, you know. So
Well, loading continues, and sailing's about half an hour off. It is pretty slick, isn't it? It's all going really well so far. Did you detect any issues turning up at all? Or?
No, it looks to be going, even though I'm still here talking to you guys, everything seems to be rolling quite smoothly. Like I say, it's quite a sleek operation now. This is our second TT, so we have our way of working, and as you can see, it seems to be flowing quite well.
I'm just wondering, that delivery voyage that you mentioned before, we mentioned on the bridge when we started the conversation, you were on the actual, pick up the ship and bring it through. I mean, what an experience to actually bring first of all a brand new ship, but also sail it from the other side of the world to the Irish Sea. Yeah, that's a heck of a journey, isn't it? But it's an achievement.
It was, I think it was around 12,000 miles. The whole trip. We're a brand new ship, so there's not much to go wrong. It's keeping things clean. It's just the daily tasks we were looking at, just general maintenance of the ship, and then enjoying the scenery that we were in as well for the return past Suez Canal and then into the Mediterranean. It was fantastic trip.
Any highlights? Have you been deep sea before?
That was my first proper deep sea trip. So passing through the Suez was definitely a brilliant experience.
Wow, excellent. It's coming to Douglas a little bit tamed, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, only since Suez.
It seems like a lifetime ago now, but it was a fantastic trip.
And what kind of time are you on the ship for? Are you on the ship for a couple of weeks at a time? Or?
Myself, I do 1 week on, 1 week off.
Okay.
There are guys that do 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So there's a combination. I'm on an older contract, so week on, week off. I live on the island. I'm Manx born and bred, so it suits me week on, week off. Not much travel.
Very good. Well, we should let you get back to these important loading operations and start wandering our way off, or we'll be going to the Isle of Man ourselves, which we're quite excited about the prospect of, but I think we've got other things we need to do. So
fancy story with Alistair. I've not been for a year or two, and I think I'm missing it. So I mean, you're Manx. I haven't been for 2 years. It is a great place. If people don't know it very well, and the steam packet, the fact that it's 190 years old, I think at the moment.
It's the lifeline service that they provide to the island. It is, and just you guys just shedding a little insight of what actually goes on and how it all works.
What reaction do you get in the Isle of Man when you say you work for the steam packet? Because I know it's obviously such a historic place to work, isn't it?
It's so well known on the island. So
in 10 years' time, you're 200 years old.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's a great achievement. But I'm proud to work for the company. It's a fantastic company to work for.
I think the challenge with any island is all of those islanders are so invested in the ferry service. It's how they get on and off the place they live. Yeah. Every one of those people who live on the Isle of Man is effectively a shareholder in their own head, and they've all got strong views, they have positive and no doubt negative at times about what you should or shouldn't be doing. And but from what I've seen today, you're doing a great job, and it's a great ship, and really slick operation. So well done.
Brilliant. Thank you very
much. Your look inside the world of ships and shipping. This is Full Ahead.
Well, that was an experience. That wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting a ferry. It was more like a hotel.
Just off in the nick of time there, or we were going to the Isle of Man. But what a fantastic vessel. I think it's the nicest ferry that I've ever been on in terms of passenger facilities and just the standard of finish. And 2 years old, it still looks like it's fresh out the wrapper. It looks brand new.
For the crew as well, to have their own cinema, for example, their own restaurant, plenty of space as well. I mean, obviously they're kind of well looked after, and that's reflected on the passengers having that sheer number of places to go and kind of just hide somewhere quiet, or look where you're going, look from the front or the back, wherever.
And you could really sense that team atmosphere on there, maybe off mic at times, but people joking and laughing around with each other, and real good camaraderie on there, and good teamwork. It just seemed to be a nice ship to be on, and a nice ship to work on.
Bikers as well. I mean, just a fraction of the thousands of bikers will get taken across the Irish Sea this next week or so. To speak to the chap from Aberdeen, 40 years he's been going to the TT?
Yeah, and then the guy from France on his first trip ever, and then there were Germans, there were Swiss, there were just loads of different nationalities, all travelling for the same purpose, to go and watch the TT, which, unfortunately at the moment, the rain is kind of just starting to kind of pitter down, and let's hope some better weather for those motorbike races that are taking place over the next 2 weeks.
Well, it's been fascinating, and thanks very much to the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company for letting us have a little look around, a little mooch around their flagship. It's been brilliant. And talking of the flagship, it would be out 18 months ago when it came in for the first time, and Andy Bradbury was the pilot at the time for Heysham. I think you know Andy quite well, don't you?
Yeah, Andy's one of the local pilots here, and he helps to bring ships in, particularly new ships, and particularly ships where the masters aren't used to the port or aren't regular kind of attendees at the port. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've been on the ship, we've been on the bridge, we've seen the size of the ship, we've seen the size of the port. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Andy says about what a pilot does and the roles and responsibilities that they have. It's going to be a nice little introduction into that for us.
Well, that's all coming up in the next edition of Full Ahead, which is now heard in, would you believe, 16 countries around the world.
And I think by more than 16 people. I think we are getting a bit of a following here. So yeah, please keep sharing and subscribe, and yeah, going to hear some really interesting stories that we've got planned coming up, and meet some more of the amazing characters in this industry.
Thanks for downloading Full Ahead. Get in touch, find us on social media, or email nigel.thompson@journalist.com.